Kevin Mulhall.
All right, so Kevin Mulhall calls him in. Let's listen.
Okay, fighters, you both know your rules. Obey my commands at all times, protect yourself at all times. When the bell rings, come out fighting.
For you boxing fans that are tuned in, this is a special treat to see the pro debut here on Cage Fury 5 of Gregor Gracie. Take a look at the tail of the tape. You see the kid, 5 years younger, 21 years of age. He's a couple of inches taller, and the weight's not significant to even talk about. The pro debut of Gregor Gracie against Josh Lydell. We're ready to go with this one. Since they both have black trunks on, the guy with the more white trim is Gregor Gracie. The guy with the hair is Gregor Gracie. The guy that's bald is Josh Lydell, in case you don't know the fighters. Look at this, to the striking game. He gets clipped.
And this is the difference between jiu-jitsu and mixed martial arts. Gregor has obviously grasped, using strikes to try to set up his takedown. And now scrambling and immediately snagging the leg of Josh Lydell. This is the kind of speed and fluidity you only get from doing this stuff from infancy. This is the advantage that the Gracie family has.
Well, I tell you, it was a bad situation when Josh gave up his back there. He couldn't seem to do much, but look at the way Gracie takes him down. This is not really good for Lydell to be down on the canvas with this guy. This guy knows all kinds of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu holds. It might be his pro debut, but you heard him say, I was born for this, and hear what Paul just said, it's true. Look at this, a little ground and pound. He knows every phase of the sport. How about the elbow?
Yeah, he's obviously been well trained in the differences between BJJ and MMA. And again, a solid right hand connects with the face of Josh Lydell. Lydell in a very bad position now as Gracie sets up in the side mount position.
Has that side control now, and let's see if he can hang on to it as Josh Lydell tries to pull that head in so Gregor can't get him set with any sort of bar or lock.
Now
and so look at him come. Yeah,
elbows connecting behind the ear of Josh Lydell. He's in bad trouble. And Gracie's stuck to him. He's not going anywhere. Lydell did an excellent job of trying to twist and ride out of there, but Gracie completely stuffing him, posting his arm, staying in the full mount position. Lydell's in trouble now.
Look at this. He's going to go. He can go for the rear naked. There's a lot of things he can do here. Giving up your back to a Gracie is a bad idea. Of course, he's not trying to give up his back. That's for sure. Let's see if he can go for the submission, Paul.
He was given no option. I'm not taking anything away from the abilities of Josh Lydell, but Gregor Gracie obviously well prepared for this. Raining down punches on the sides of the head of Lydell. Now trying to slide that arm across the rear naked.
He's got him.
It's underneath. Lydell in desperate trouble now.
It's not going to last much longer. He's going to have to tap out. He's putting him to sleep. He wants to tap out. He has to. It's all over. A nice chokehold to finish it off. That's your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Thank you, Kablani.
Victorious debut for Gregor Gracie in the typical Gracie style as he is hoisted overhead by Renzo Gracie and congratulated by a very sportsmanlike Josh Lydell.
Boy, that's just great stuff. So here's yet another Gracie coming along in the mixed martial arts scene. This kid really, he showed quickness. He did the ground and pound. When it came to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you just can't compare anybody with the Gracies.
It looks like the pendulum is swinging back. The Gracies were dominating everyone in the early days of mixed martial arts, and people started learning anti-grappling and retaliating with striking. And for a while, the Gracies weren't so dominant, but now the younger generation of Gracie fighters, they're learning their striking and bringing things back to even again, as Gregor has shown us.
Just terrific stuff we've seen. And again, I revert to many boxing fans that have tuned in to appreciate Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It's more than just organized mayhem.
And you can see here Lydell getting the takedown, but Gracie reading it beautifully and flowing straight into an attempt at a leg lock. Gracie's transitions were unbelievable. Later in the round, just adhering to the back of Josh Lydell, refusing to be shaken loose, hammering the fist to the sides of the head, and you can see here, he's sticking to the rules and not going after the back of the head, which is an illegal strike. Pinpoint accuracy, and as the CompuBox showed us, 29 of 36 ground strikes landed by Gracie en route to closing the rear naked choke and gaining the win in his mixed martial arts debut.
Well, the rear naked couldn't be any more significant than that. You knew he was going to have to tap because the face, the blood was just going right down. He had the carotid artery shut down. The face was flushed with blood, and nothing was escaping. All right, we take a quick look at our CompuCombat. Look at the percentages here. A little surprise.
Well, yeah, Gracie managed to keep things close in the grappling realm, even when they were standing up, and therefore, you know, the strikes in the clinch, the strikes on the ground, all in favor of Gracie. Lydell only managed to throw 5 strikes and land 4 of them. So even though it's a lower percentage, it's a much higher damage rate and a win for Gregor Gracie.
All right, let's make it all official by going to our ring announcer, Chris Garrity. Chris?
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Kevin Mulhall has called a stop to this bout at 2 minutes and 9 seconds of the first round for your winner by rear naked choke, Gregor Gracie.
Handsome kid, huh? Not as handsome as his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu skills. Man. Wow, how about that? We're going to have an interview, I'm sure, so I'm just so impressed with the, you know, I still think there had to be pressure on Gregor. Sure, he's got the experience and everything, but when you carry that name, if your name is Ruth and you're in baseball, you better hit some home runs.
I talked to Gregor Gracie after his mixed martial arts debut. He said the same thing. He said anytime you walk into the ring with the Gracie name, it's a double-edged sword. You have the support of that family, you have the training that goes along with being a Gracie, but you also have the pressure and the expectation that you're going to succeed.
Well, you know, I not that I felt the pressure, but I felt the excitement and the enthusiasm. I wanted to see this new generation of the Gracies, and certainly we saw it, and he performed admirably. Okay, Bobby Maloney's in position. Let's take it up to Bobby and Gregor.
Gregor, congratulations on your debut. I guess you couldn't have drew it up any better. Rear naked choke, first round. Tell me how it feels and how it feels to win your first fight in front of your cousin here, Gregor Gracie.
Man, it feels good. I was a little bit nervous getting my first fight. All these people here, but I made it out just fine.
Renzo, tell us how proud you are right now of Gregor.
I'm very impressed with him. It was an unbelievable fight. He put up a show, and what really made this fight worth was his opponent was unbelievable. So the fight was the most beautiful fight of the night. Congratulations to both of them.
Tell me what you're feeling right there, Gregor.
Man, like I heard Renzo yell, "There's 1 minute left." I said, man, this ain't going to the second round. I squeezed everything I had, and luckily he tapped out, so that was it.
Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Back to the Colonel.
Once again, I'm very impressed with Kevin Mulhall, who just jumped right in there, because you have a situation where you can put a guy's lights out in a hurry here if the ref doesn't jump in. And I always like to praise the officials. And while we're doing that, Paul, how significant is the New Jersey State Athletic Commission, Larry Hazzard, for what they've done for this sport?
Larry Hazzard, in my mind, is the patron saint of mixed martial arts, because he was the first big-time athletic commissioner to sanction MMA. There was a movement for so long to ban the sport, calling it human cockfighting, calling it barbaric, by people who just didn't understand what was going on in there. And Larry Hazzard was one of the first visionaries to truly see MMA for what it was and sanction it and give it a foothold in North America.
Well, my buddy Mark Ratner of the Nevada State Athletic Commission, now working as a commissioner with the UFC, told me, he said, "Colonel, you got to get involved in this sport." And I watched it, but I didn't understand it, Paul. In fact, you really educated me on it. When I went down to Costa Rica, you and Jeff Osborne got me educated in this sport. Marty Corwin brought me into it, and I'm so happy I came over here, because for you folks that are boxing fans now that may be watching this for the first time because of Ray Mercer, I think you're going to begin to appreciate this sport and what it means. This is much more than organized mayhem. These guys are tremendous, tremendous athletes, and as you begin to understand the striking game, the clinch game, and as you begin to understand what happens when they go to the canvas, the